along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
In range. Oh, it's back through Bartes!
1862 on a summer's afternoon, we took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. We went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Whoa, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
Yes, people, good evening. Welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV back again for the first live match reaction, live preview for the first time this season. I've got Tony. Good evening, Tony.
Evening, John. You all right, mate?
Just had a funny 2 minutes by the way. I do apologise if it happened to us. I'm not really like this, but unfortunately, that's done out of the way. Big up to Stephen, by the way.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello, Stephen. You all right?
Big up to Steve, Tony, and big up to Ben. How are we doing, my guy? You good?
I'm not too bad, man. I'm excited. 2 days to go. Back in the Premier League. Like me and Stephen, we're buzzing up with Stephen.
Yeah, still can't believe it's happening, to be honest.
It's mad.
Enjoy the raid.
Absolutely, man, absolutely, because I think you're going to enjoy it on YouTube. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So, guys, you like the video, like what you see, then please hit the like button. Also, hit the subscribe button as well. If you hit the subscribe button, the number goes up all the time, which I think is great. If you'd like to super chat, donate, then just give what you can for the channel. And if you'd like to become a member, it's 99p. So, yeah, so we're going to talk to Ben first. And first of all, Stephen, Ben, congratulations on your promotion. And welcome to the Premier League.
Thanks. As you know, it's been 23 years of pain, anger, whatever you want to call it these days. And now we're back in the Premier League. I'm still pinching myself that we are in the Premier League. As Stephen knows, what the start that we made last season. And now we're in the Premier League. Still crazy. But yeah, I'm excited. And now we're back with the so-called big clubs, as you want to call them. But yeah, I'm excited.
Good man. And you know what? It's great to see you back in your big club, Forest, a big club. And 23 years away from the Premier League, it is not right. It's definitely not right. It needs a Nottingham Forest in the Premier League, in my opinion. They're a big club, and you fans deserve it, Stephen.
Yeah, we've, as Dore's alluded to, the last 23 years, it's been basically nothing to celebrate if you're a Forest fan. We've had relegation to League One. We've had some failed playoff campaigns before this year, but a hell of a lot of mediocre seasons in between and not a great deal to shout about. So to come from the bottom of the league as we did last season to fly up as we did and ultimately get promotion was just incredible. And now we're back in the big time. It's still taking some getting used to, you know, the profile and the fact that everybody's suddenly talking about you in football. It is a bit of a surprise in many ways, but there's no place we'd rather be. We've waited so long for it. There's a generation of Forest fans who haven't seen this. So for us who can just about remember it from the 90s to the generations who've come after who are experiencing it for the first time, it's fantastic. It really is.
Fantastic. Absolutely. You must be absolutely made up when Forest got back to the Premier League, and fair play to you. Tony, it's been a bit quiet on Newcastle front today on the transfer side. I mean, still no news on James Maddison. Are we going to go for a third bid, or are we going to walk away? But in my opinion, I still think we could have got one or two players in before the Forest game on Saturday. But if you do get someone in now, I think it's going to be a bit too late now.
Yeah, I think so, John. I mean, James Maddison thing, Brendan Rodgers has actually given a bit of encouragement today by saying that obviously Leicester might have to sell some of their assets so they can buy players in. So that was encouraging to hear from Brendan Rodgers. I still think we're going to go in with a third bid, but I think what we're doing is our owners are looking at it with Dan Ashworth, and they're probably coming up with a structure and a deal, and then go back to Leicester and say, look, this is what we're offering, this is the deal, and see if Leicester say yes or no on that front. I thought we would have had another player in by this game, but obviously we haven't. But you know, there's still it's still 3 weeks till the end of the window, so still got the 1st September, so there's still plenty of time of the window left, you know. And yeah, let's see the two lads. Congratulations on getting back to the Premier League. It's not going to be easy, but do you know what? Enjoy it. I think you may have enough to stay up this season. You know, so it just depends how all your new players settle in.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, right, I mean, Forest has brought in a lot of players, and you bought about 12, 13 players. I could be wrong, but you got some good players that you bought there as well. You got Tyro Owanidi from Union Berlin. I think it's a decent striker. I really do. You got Dean Henderson as well, the goalkeeper, wants to prove a point. You got 2 championship players in Toffolo and O'Brien. I think there might be Harry in the Premier League. Omar Richards as well is out injured. Came from Bayern Munich. I thought that's a decent buy, but I think he's a decent player. So for you, Ben, I mean, are you impressed with the signings with Steve Cooper in charge?
Yeah, of course I am. As you know, that we had no choice to get these 12 players in, because as Stephen will know, like 12 players left Nottingham Forest, and everyone's been moaning. You forgot to mention Jesse Lingard. Everyone's saying, why we brought him, blah, blah, blah. But if people did their homework properly, we had to get 12 players in, like 5 loan players: Lewis Graben, Bruce Samba, Figueiredo, Wong. That's 11 players. So with everyone saying why we brought that 2 players, we're going to be another Fulham. People need to do the homework before having a little criticising Forest. I know we brought in 12 players, but on paper, if you look at it, I think we still need more. The Premier League is tough, and we still need another striker to help Brennan out. But we have to. And like I said, the Jess Lingard situation, like, I get it, understand it, but we had Zeganel, the number 10, who's hot and cold for his last season. Bringing in a quality player in Jesse Lingard. I know Newcastle nearly brought him in. I think it was the last transfer window, and now he's come to Forest. Everyone's moaning. So here's what it is. He's come to Nottingham Forest. People just got to get used to it now, because we're not coming here just for just for the sake of it. We come here to prove a point, cement our place. But as you know, it's not going to be easy at all in the Premier League.
I have to agree, because the Premier League is such a brutal league. You have to invest. That's why you spent over £80 million on new players, which I think you need to these days, you know what I mean? And if you don't spend the money, you don't compete, then you've got to get relegated again, Stephen.
Exactly. And it's the gap between the Championship and the Premier League is massive. And unless you've had a settled team in the league below for 3 or 4 seasons like Brentford, when you come up, you've got to invest. And for us, as Dore's mentioned there, the players who've left over the summer, either through loans or loans going back, or players who didn't want to be at the club anymore, or whose time at the club had just come to an end, we've just had to buy the players we have to be competitive and to make sure that we're ready to start the season and make a good fist of it. There is a concern that getting all these new players together, getting them gelling and, you know, playing well as a team from the off might be a bit of a challenge, but there's a lot of quality that we've brought in, even players like Nico Williams from Liverpool, who is one of the up-and-coming right-backs in the Premier League and wants to go to the World Cup, of course, with Wales. We've got our own young players, Brennan Johnson, who I think had Forest not gone up, might well have been picked up by a Premier League team. And then you throw in the likes of Niakate, who's come in from the Bundesliga, Awanihi, who you've mentioned. The profile of players are young players with room to develop and a lot of potential. So that we're not just buying experienced players who are in their 30s and just want to come for a pay packet. We're buying quality that's only going to get better, and that fills me with confidence as the season goes on and we as a team get used to Premier League football.
Yeah, that is very, very true. You got to enjoy the ride, and you got to get in quality as well. I totally agree what you say, Stephen. I think we've got a Forest lined up, which I think is going to happen, like Henderson and goal, and then you're going to play a back three of Rowe, Nikate, and McKenna, and 4 across will be Williams, O'Brien, Mangala, Toffolo, you new signing. Then you got Lingard, Johnson, and Onidi. And I look at that team, I think that's a good setup as well. If you do play 3-4-3, and for me, Steve Cooper, we're going to come on to, plays 3 at the back, and he tends to play 3 at the back anyway, and it's worked for him. And talking of Steve Cooper, how good a job do you think he's done, and is he going to be a long-term appointment, a long-term manager at Forest?
Stephen, you asked this, Stephen, because I can't. There's too much praise I can say about Steve Cooper. There's too much. You go first, Stephen.
We could be here all night if I mention everything about Steve Cooper.
Wow.
Just dedicate the whole show to him now, you know.
Wow.
I'll take it then. Like, what can I say? Because like I said, this guy came in, we were bottom of the league, and I'm not gonna lie. If we still had Chris Hughton, I was preparing League One football, and Steve Cooper's come in, and I think, like Steve will say, like managers have gone easy. But like I said, the past earnings that we've had, and even the earnings that we have, if they see bad results coming at Forest, they'll get rid of him, and that's similar to Steve Cooper. And you look at Steve Cooper's record before he came, won the World Cup for the under-17s, back-to-back in playoffs with Swansea, and we thought, yeah, it's going to take 2 years, blah, blah, blah. But the magic that is done for Nottingham Forest is just something that we'll never forget. And especially with the FA Cup run we did when we beat Leicester, we beat Arsenal, we gave Liverpool a run of the money as well. And especially away form from home, like I said, we didn't have a great away record. And going to teams that we never had great records against, like I said, Barnsley, Birmingham, even Bristol City, these clubs that we never won. And you got to give Steve Cooper so much credit. And we know that said, we're going to be in the Premier League now. There's going to be more downs than ups. And whatever happens, I don't care what any Forest fan said, he's going to be a legend, because it's took us 23 years to get in this Premier League. And now Steve Cooper is the man to lead us there. And it's exciting times as well. We can mention the players that we've got, and but he's doing it right. Stephen mentioned the young, hungry players. We're not buying daft players. I'm not going to mention the players that we brought that are not with this club anymore. The excitement players. So this is the best bit about Steve Cooper. He knows how to get us the best players. Like, we could talk about Jed Spence. Look at him now with Spurs. James Garner getting a chance at Man United. He knows what to do, and I'm just saying. I think as Forest fans, we're so excited to see the next chapter of Steve Cooper in the Premier League.
Yeah, and on that as well, every challenge that was thrown at Forest last season, every hurdle, Steve Cooper and the team, they just dealt with it every time. Whether that was playing the Premier League teams in the FA Cup in Arsenal, Leicester, Liverpool, gave a good account of ourselves every time. Getting into the playoffs from the position we were in, we managed that. Very nearly chased down Bournemouth and went up automatic, but we ended up in the playoffs after that bit of disappointment, and we bounced back, got through the semi-final, which was a hoodoo historically for Forest, and then we go to Wembley, the new Wembley, for the first time, and we win. It just fills me with confidence. Every time a challenge is put in front of Steve Cooper and these players, they rise to it, and it's been decades, I think, since we can say that about a Forest team, and it's just so good to watch.
Before we get on, like I said, I think there was when we had the 2 back-to-back defeats against, I think it was Huddersfield and Middlesbrough. And that was a massive, massive hurdle for his Forest fans, because with Forest fans about this, not again. Another back-to-back defeats. And that's the next hurdle, though. I don't know who it was he beat next. This is what Steve Cooper does. And this is why it gives his Forest fans confidence. Like, going to the Premier League, as I mentioned, there's going to be more downs and ups, but I prefer to have that than be in the Championship, than just being, beating this. So, you know what? I'm excited, and Steve Cooper's got to be given some respect for that.
Absolutely. Totally agree. I got some comments, by the way. Any questions to Ben and Stephen? Just fire away and comment upon a bit. So
Can I just say one question? But I saw a comment. We're Nottingham Forest, not Forest. Okay, so people in the comments, what's the respect for Nottingham Forest?
You know what it is, right? I mean, I got caught that before when I said about could he lose his job. I put Notts Forest, and our last called Nicola Dempsey. She's a Newcastle fan, her hubby supports Nottingham Forest, and I got caught out. So I apologise to all Forest fans. That I will never ever put Notts Forest down ever again. I do not want to get my channel or my reputation damaged because of that. So thank you very much indeed. So we go on to Gareth. Big up to Gareth. Big up to Tony, Luke, and everyone in the chat as well. Seeing Brennan Johnson in a few Wales game down here in Cardiff. Decent young player. He's a cracking player, by the way. Coming to him in a bit. Evening to you. Big up to Ian as well. Big up to Paul Kinder as well. If I can just get this back up again. Do you know what it is, right? I mean, me StreamYard is just getting beyond a joke now, it really is. And do apologise. Think Forest are doing silly business. You're getting all these new faces. None of them have played together. Time to gel. Not going to be a good setup, if I'm honest. That's from Paul. And Tony, what do you make of that comment from Paul?
Well, if as Ben said earlier, if you look at it, they had a lot of loan players last year, which they've now haven't got no more. Plus, Samba's left the club, and Graben's gone. So you've got to replace these players. So if you have 7, 8 or 9 players leaving your club, you're down to a bare thin squad. So you've got to replace those players. So at the end of the day, you've got to balance it and get them in. Yeah, it's hard when you're trying to get players in at the time you want them all in. It doesn't work like that. You've got to get them in at different times. But, you've just got to give them a few matches and everything will be fine after that. But yeah, no, it's like I say, when you've lost a certain amount of players, they've all got to be replaced. It'd be like us, if we'd lost, say, 8 players, we would have to replace 8 players. So, it's like any team, really. But all I want to see is good luck to them, I mean, another thing I just want to see, obviously, with Steve Cooper, obviously, yeah, he was England and he won the World Cup with the under-17s. I was very surprised he didn't come in for Freddie Woodman, because he was his goalkeeper and the hero on the penalty shootout in that final against Venezuela.
Had him at Swansea as well, didn't he, for that playoff season?
Yeah. And another thing I was going to say is about Steve Cooper as well. It's third time lucky for him, isn't it? Because the first season at Swansea, he got them to the semis. Second season, he got them to the final, but they got beat off Brentford. And then he got used promoted third time of asking. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
I'll tell you. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. He's got credits in the bank at Forest, I can tell you that. I think he get picked up for bigger clubs in the years to come. I think it's going to be absolutely decent. We need young managers, English young managers in the Premier League. We've got Eddie Howe, we've got Graham Potter, right? I mean, Sean Dyche just got sacked off Burnley. He could be back soon. Frank Lampard, when he sorts himself out, probably not for Everton. And now Stevie Cooper's in the racks as well. So long may continue. I've got Danielle, and she's a lovely lass as well. Even if you won't, buzzing that the Premier League is back. Welcome to our friends from Nottingham Forest, apart from Saturday. Good luck with the season, lads.
Nottingham Forest, Danielle. Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Kevin, big up to you, mate. Hope you're okay. Big up to Sefton. Feel herself shopping day with war last. Oh, bless you. And Tony's saying to Danielle, Steve Cooper's excellent manager. It's great to see more top quality English managers. Manager at the highest level of English football. That's from Dore. He's absolutely right. Saturday 7 o'clock already. Good man, good man. Man's even everyone to you. The True Red. We're all buzzing. We'll take a point right now against Newcastle. That's for True Red. Do you know a lot about him or at all? Or
I know True Red. I know True Red is. I know he is.
Big up to True Red, and please hit that subscribe button, mate. If you can, that'd be brilliant. Thank you so much. No offense, lads, but you're lucky in the final against Huddersfield. They robbed in the final.
Can I respond to that? Can I respond to that? Let me finish, wait. If Huddersfield had them 2 penalties, Samba would have saved him anyway. So it's not a problem. Huddersfield fans can moan, but Samba would have saved him anyway. So it's not. So why stop crying?
Yeah. Didn't have a shot on target.
Exactly. We've nicked your 2 players. Your manager's gone to our sister club. Stop whinging.
There's your answer, Huddersfield fans. The Lake Blind Club would have been dancing happy that Forest are back in the top flight. Kevin, that's the sensiblest thing you have said on my channel, but that's fantastic. Christian Forest fans, that's from Foxy. He's the South American expert. What's your take on other clubs complaining about you spending money this summer and criticise the signings? For me, Forest have had one of the best windows, especially Nakati. And Nakati, by the way, where I played for Mainz, that guy, 6'3", is absolutely fantastic. I mean, he can play the ball out from the back. He's strong, he's quick, and he just doesn't really miss a beat. And on Saturday, between him and Callum Wilson, I thought that'd be some battle, Tony, some battle.
Yeah, it will be. Be interesting to see how he plays, especially against Callum Wilson and St. Maximin, and if it's Almiron. So yeah, it'll be an interesting battle on Saturday. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. 23 years is far too long for Nottingham Forest to be away from the Premier League. Big clubs, great fans, great to have you back, lads. Us teams have to stand together against the top 6 cartel. Ben, I want to talk about that quickly, right? About the top 6. Newcastle now got a takeover, right? I mean, we're run by Saudi Arabia, right? The PIF PCC Capital Partners, right? As a Nottingham Forest fan, right, and Stephen as well, are you happy for Newcastle United to get that takeover? In your opinion? I know it's a touchy subject, but I have to ask the question.
Stephen, let Stephen ask it first, and then I'll respond to it.
I think it's the question marks over the background of the people involved with the takeover rather than the actual takeover itself. I think if there's been any questions, it's been related to that. But from the outside looking in, you could tell the fans were never behind Mike Ashley, and the club was probably getting a bit stagnant. Is that fair to say? It needed a change of some kind to really kickstart it and get it back to looking upwards. And that seems to be what this takeover has done. And Eddie Howe coming in, it seems to have given you a bit of love back for the club and a bit of excitement back to Newcastle, which I think is good for the Premier League as a whole. Because growing up, when I was first getting into football, Newcastle were in the title challenges with Man United at the top with the entertainers. So yeah, I think a good Newcastle, it's good for the Premier League as well to have a big club like that competing and being, a good side to watch again.
Yeah, go on, Ben.
From a Forest fan point of view, I don't see a problem with it. If they do it the right way, then what's the problem? Like Chelsea's done it, Man City's done it. Man City are winning cups all the time. They're buying players left, right, and centre. The only issue with that, like I said, Newcastle, they've not brought a standout player like that everyone was thinking Newcastle will get. So, do Newcastle need to improve to get in the top 6? 100%. And but regarding the money, I just don't really care. All it is if they've got the money, spend it. Simple as that. But far from that, I just don't care. It is what it is. Carry on what you're doing. Simple as that.
Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Wise words, good words there. We're going to get to answer you guys' question in a bit. Where do you think Nottingham Forest fans would end up in the Premier League? For me personally, I think to get 14th, 15th. What about you, Stephen? Go with you.
I think we'll surprise a few this season. I'm looking about 11th. I think we'll have a good go. We'll catch some teams by surprise. I think we'll come up with no fear. We're going to want to play and try and win games, and I think about 11th will be where we end up.
Yeah, fair enough. And Ben,
I'll take. I said yesterday on my channel, I'll take 10th because I think we'll surprise some teams. I know it's a bit ambitious. It's the first time in the Premier League after 23 years, but it's just the players that we brought in, and let's say we've got Jesse Lingard. That role, that number 10 role, is so important on the way Steve Cooper plays football. Because when I saw Jesse Lingard play against Valencia, I know it was his first preseason game. The first half, it was wow. And when he's playing that role with Brennan and Tyler Awani, we're gonna surprise some teams. So I personally think that we'll get 10th, but all that matters, as Stephen will say, we get more points in Derby, 12 points in Derby, and then we stay away from the bottom three. That's all it matters.
Fair enough. Good question answers there. We go through this comments then. We're going to get Tony to ask one of you guys a question. Who do you see as for the Forest's key players this season? That's from Glenn. Glenn, please hit the like button, please.
Shout out to Glenn. Shout out to Glenn.
Shout out to Glenn. Great guy. So he's going to be your key players. And for me, it's going to be Brennan Johnson.
Do you want to answer, Stephen, or are you going to go first?
I'd probably agree with Johnson, actually. I think he's ready to make the step up to the Premier League and build on the form that he showed last season. He was in double figures for goals and assists in the Championship. He's playing some great football. He's playing well for Wales also. He's got the World Cup coming up at the end of the year. I think he's going to be a key player for us in terms of his pace and his end product. Yeah, I think he'll really adapt well to Premier League football.
100%. I echo what you just Stephen said because he played in League One, did fantastic there. As I said, Chris Hughton said he wasn't good enough for the Championship. What to do? And come to the Premier League. I think the Premier League will suit him because he's fast. He's strong as well, and I think he can use his experience that he's done for Wales. Well, he's a quality player, and he's going to go far. Whether it happens with Forest or wherever it is, but hopefully he stays with Forest for long. But Brennan Johnson, he's a man. That's the player that the Championship defenders got to be more fair of. But we've got some good players, but Johnson's the most player that is everyone's going to watch.
Yeah, cool stuff. Tony, have you got any question before I do that? Great to see another Midlands club in the Premier League. Long overdue Forest. Jules, she's one of my mods. She's lovely. She says I would like it is, and I'm so honoured to have her as my mod as one of my mods as well. Tony, any questions for Stephen and any questions for my guy Ben?
Yeah. Obviously, Steve Cooper, I watched a few of your games last season on obviously Sky and that. And obviously he's a very attacking manager, so you play quite attacking flow football. You'll probably bring that to the Premier League, and that'll probably surprise a few people as well. Because always does when a promoted team comes up, you don't know how they're going to set up or how they're going to play on the day. Brennan Johnson, yeah, I think he's a great player, and I think if you hadn't got promoted, I would have hoped we would have been in for him. But I think he stepped up from being on loan at Lincoln from League One. Then he went to the Championship, and then obviously he's excelled in the Championship. Now he's making the step up to the Premier League. Do you think he can carry this format in the Premier League and become a superstar? Or do you think the Premier League may be too much for him at this stage? Over to you guys.
Okay, I'll take this. Okay. Listen, the Premier League, when the Championship level, like Brennan got 20 goals. But it's a different kind of fish in the Premier League. It's tough, strong, and better defenders as well. Like when Brendan played against Arsenal, played fantastic. When he played against Leicester, he ripped them apart. Did well against Liverpool. But this is a. I know it's what people can call it. It's a one-off game. But it's going to be tough. But he's a young player. Like I said, he's going to learn from this. It's like I said. I think he'll do well. Can he? Will he do well? I think he will. I know there's a few pundits saying that he won't, but who cares about them pundits? They can have their opinion about Forest. But Brennan, I think he'll thrive off the being in the Premier League. Stephen?
Yeah, I think his game is made for the Premier League, and the way we're going to play this season, I don't think we're going to dominate the ball in all of our games, and we're going to need pace on the counter, which is what Brennan Johnson's got in abundance. He can leave defenders in his wake, and he's so good at carrying the ball forward at speed. But when he gets into those attacking areas, he's got the composure and the quality to do something with it. 20 goals last season, 15 assists. He was in great form, and he just seemed to get better and better throughout the season. And I think with the confidence that this team's playing with, and having Steve Cooper behind him, who is so good at developing young players, I don't see any reason why Brennan can't make the step up and adapt to the Premier League. I think he's going to be one of the most exciting players in the league this season. I really do.
I think I'm going to enjoy watching Brennan Johnson. By the way, he's going to take it by storm. This kid, and I rate him very highly. He's quick. He's got a good touch. He's got a good finish as well. I'm a massive fan of Brennan Johnson, and where he's in the Championship, and he's been absolutely fantastic. So I hope you keep hold of him. I hope you do. And if he has a fantastic season, then I'm sure bigger clothes are coming for him anyway. So we should see.
They're not touching him. No one's touching him. No one's touching him.
But he's got already close, has he?
They're not touching him. Simple as that.
Fair enough. Kevin's got two questions. Are you excited about Jesse Lingard, Forest fan? Secondly, can you finish above Leicester City? Because Leicester signed no one this season.
Stephen, you take this. I can't bother to talk about Leicester. They're boring.
Gotta hope we can. I mean, if you guys can sign Maddison off them, that'll do us a big favour. I'd be quite happy if you pick up Maddison and help us to reclaim our spot as the number one club in the East Midlands. That'll be Stephen, very nice.
Yeah, but Stephen, remember the FA Cup? What did he do? Absolutely nothing. It's still in Ryan Yates' back pocket. Simple as that. Nah.
Wow. I tell you what, though. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think you probably win one of those games anyway. Probably at home. But listen, I think you'll probably beat Leicester again. Probably at home. And I've got Eve as well. Eve T. Hit the subscribe button, please, Eve.
Shout out to Eve.
Shout out to Eve.
Shout out to Eve.
Hi, Eve.
Shout out to you. Got one from Alex. Alex is on the Toon Review channel. TTR family, great guy, and he's a statman as well. Any thoughts on squad numbers being blank on the Forest Club website? And Lingard's number is also to be confirmed on the website.
I think he's number 11. He's number 11. Yeah. There's
been some pictures of him with the number 11 shirt, hasn't there? I remember at first, I think they said he was going to be number 10, and then the next day he put a picture up on his Instagram with 11 on his back. So I think he's got 11, and the rest of them are just being sorted out.
Yeah,
at the moment.
Yeah. So he is number 11. I think we all know he's going to be number 10, but that's something that we could talk later.
Cool. Tony, one from Jules. So, most important question: have the Forest fans been practicing for attacking level 7 at St James's Park?
Oh, freaking hell. I can't be bothered with that. I've been doing my fitness already, so yes. Have you got no elevators for me? I can't walk up them stairs. You're mad.
Apparently two elevators in there, but
I'll take one.
Disabled.
I'll take one.
That needs to be sorted out, it needs an elevator and staying. If they can get that'd be brilliant, man. But look, I'm sure we'll notice that as well. Foxy says 85 million spent, Fulham spent 105 mil. That's at least 2 players difference. If Forest spent a bit more, fair enough, but they didn't. again, agendas for sure. And that is from Foxy as well. And Eve, hello, John. Hello, Tony. Don't forget us, by the way. God almighty, man. They come to my channel, right? And they never said hello to us. Bless her. Big up to Eve, by the way. And still saying hi to everybody. And Daniel saying hi back. Big up to Stu, by the way. And in the chat as well. And got a few comments, so I know we're going to go back to Tony, see if he's got another question. Cannot wait for the Eddie House press conference tomorrow. I should be in that live at around 6:45. So watch us for that. Me, Tony will be there. I'm sure Mia's will be there as well. And hopefully try and get Brad as well. And see what I have to say about the match. I'm sure the transfers will be a popular agenda, by the way. Everyone's chatting to everybody else, which is great. And who's the dangerous player for Forest, Lingard or Brennan Johnson? I think you kind of touched on that, by the way. And we've got, I'm surprised Forest could afford Lingard's wages. When 200 grand a week was mentioned, Ben.
Here we go. Now, listen to me. I've had enough of this agenda against Lingard being at Forest. Listen to me, right? He's joining Forest. Get over it. Whatever people are saying about he's on 200k a week. I don't care if he's on 300k a week. Just get over it. Like, he's joining Forest. He's not joined the Big Six. He's not joined West Ham. And he's not on 200k a week. Like, he's at Forest. And this agenda against him, like, so what? He's with us for the whole for one season. Maybe, and if he does well, maybe two. Go over it. Simple as that. Stephen, what do you say, Stephen? What does Stephen think? I'm just like, just
I find it weird. I really do. You know, people probably can't believe that he's turned down West Ham to come to Forest, but Forest were offering less money than West Ham. Forest just basically sold a better project than West Ham did, and you know, it's wound up everybody at TalkSport. That's all we've heard in the last week is TalkSport this, TalkSport that, talking about Lingard. I think what's happened is we've come up. And at first, everyone, you know, teams are happy. Oh, yeah, great to see Forest back in the Premier League. Brilliant. They've been away for so long. And then we started spending a bit of money, which we've had to do, by the way. It's not because we want to just throw money at this and, you know, turn ourselves into money bags. We've actually had to go out and buy some players to compete. But all of a sudden, it's like other teams are now feeling threatened by us. And now they're complaining at the money we're spending and the kind of players that are coming in. And yeah, I just don't get it, to be honest, because it does feel like unfair criticism of the club and of Lingard.
You know what it is, right? The problem is, right, they want us to be a Norwich. Like last season, I think was it 2 or 3 seasons, Norwich been promoted, gone back down. Norwich hasn't got any good players. What do fans expect to be forced to do? Bring in 3 players and that's it. Come on, get a grip of yourself. These people who doesn't know about the situation with Forest, just get some back. Do your background checks before you have an opinion about our club. Simple.
The thing is, as well, so if nobody knows, some say 200k a week, 80k a week, 130k a week. You know what it is, right? I mean, Tony agreed. It's just like the transfer sort of thing. Nobody knows. And people's making numbers up every single day, man. Do you know what I mean? When I looked at it, I think it can't really be 200k a week. But at the end of the day, I mean, people could do it's just all guesswork, man.
Yeah, that's all it is, just pure guesswork. I mean, you know, somebody decides to, or somebody in the media decides to think, oh, he's on 200k a week, so then that Chinese whisper just goes and explodes. Or somebody may have said he's on 120 grand a week. And by the time it's got to see the 10th person down the line, it's 200 grand a week. According to that 10th person, you know, that's how it works with everybody. You know, you tell somebody something, and then by the time it gets down the lane, it'll be something totally different to what you've said at the start. So until you know, I mean, you can have opinions on it, but and you know, but at the end of the day, the only people who know that is the club and Jesse Lingard himself, how much he's being paid, and obviously his agent as well.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I was going to say, guys, if you like the video, like what you see, then please hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button as well. And then Also, if you'd like to super chat, options there. If you'd like to become a member, 99p, just click on the join button. Also, do follow Tony on his Twitter account, TonyTooney31. He'll follow you back. Also, follow Stephen on the top list as well on his Twitter, and also Dore on tour on his YouTube channel as well. Ben, the guy is absolutely fantastic. He's got fantastic content as well. Big up to Ben. As Lingard has got a 1-year contract, do you think he'll sign an extension if Forest stays up?
Stephen, you get this one.
I would hope so, because if we stay up, that means he's had a good season and he's contributed and everybody wins then. He's playing for a contract, whether it's at Forest or another club. If he settles in well and takes to the fans and the fans take to him, I'd want him to stay, because I think with Lingard in the team, his quality, it's top 6 Premier League. That's how good he is. And he can win you points on his own. So the longer he stays at Forest, for me, the better.
Fair enough. Good answer there. Is Callback still at Forest? Yes, he is. Forest fans, are you missing a Nottingham derby between Forest and County?
We played them the other day in a friendly. So I'm not missing it. Nah, I'm not missing them. Like, is it National Conference now?
Yeah, National Conference.
I want them to do. Like I said, I've got no hate for Notts County. I want them to be in League Two, but we've been playing for years in the league.
Yeah. What do you think of this one, Tony? Lingard will be planning to exit after the Forest lose a few games. Will he have the balls for a relegation battle? And that's another question that needs to be on side as well.
Oh, here we go yet again. Let me ask this daft question. Right, let's clarify this again. Why are you like? This problem is right. If Forest came up for the playoffs, why would he think? Oh, he planned to leave. If Forest, we're all going to fight for relegation. Let's keep it real. Because any club below, let's mention the top 6, or that mid-table teams, the teams like from, I don't know, 16 or lower, will be fighting from relegation. So why would he come to the club? I'm thinking like that. So no disrespect, that's just daft. That's just daft.
Fair enough. That's common with Ben as well. It's been published by a newspaper. He's on 80k. Forest released it to shut everyone up, and you still don't believe it. Well, look, believe what you want at the end of the day, but he's on that money a week. He's on that money a week, Robert. So do hit the subscribe button as well. So big up to you, mate. Can't find an article about Lingard's wages. There is a post around him as a player, but that's it. All the thing I've found is the Nottingham Post reporting the wages are lower, and that's from Consul Alex. And the fuck said about Billy. So if they spend more money by the time they win the clauses, then it's fair enough to mention. This is comparison to Fulham started weeks ago. And do you lads think there's player caught with the atmosphere at St James's Park known as absolutely fortress? It's a sellout crowd, 52k will be there. Do you think the Forest players can handle it?
Why not?
Yeah, bring it on. We say that's what it's all about, being in the Premier League.
Exactly.
Atmospheres like that. Bring it on.
Exactly. Like if Newcastle fans remember, what happened last time we went to you lot? We can cope with the atmosphere. So I prefer the atmosphere like at Newcastle than away day at Stoke. No disrespect to Stoke City, but yeah, bring it on. We've got a good following as well, so bring it on. I'm excited. This is what Forest fans want. We want to go to our big away clubs like Newcastle. I'm not going to mention Man City because they don't sing. I don't know, like Crystal Palace or whatever fans. We're excited and I can't wait.
Yeah. Alex says not a dig talking about Forest spending. It shows ambition and they could be exciting to watch. They could be. They could be exciting to watch, and they play the exciting brand of football in the Championship. If they do the same thing in the Premier League and they get results, then they're going to win a lot of plaudits, Tony.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, obviously they've got a manager who plays exciting football, and with the players they've signed, some of them are going to be an unknown quantity in the Premier League. And, you know, like, as they've both said, the both lads have said, they could surprise a few teams this season. And not just, and I'm not talking about just lower bottom of the teams like Wolves or your Southamptons. They could spring a surprise on the likes of Spurs or Arsenal or Man United even, because Man United aren't a great team at the moment. So, you know, and you always see a shock result. You know, I mean, look a few years ago when Norwich went, Man City went to Norwich and got beat 3-2 off Norwich. So, you know, the shock results are there. And I think there'll be a few shocks this season from Forest ourselves. And one thing I just want to say to the lads as well is, obviously, I've noticed your shirts don't have a sponsor at the moment. I don't know if that'll change by the weekend. Also, the comments Dean Henderson come out with, he's on loan with you at the moment. Now, he's had a right go back at Man United. Now, a lot of people, including Simon Jordan, think it's disgusting what he's doing. Now, do you think he should have said this before the season started, or do you agree with what he said?
Listen to my Simon Jordan is a dinosaur. Yeah, they're like, again, let him talk. Let him talk. Because the problem with players, right? Like, and Dean's brave to say what he says. Like, but he wants to play football. Like, it's World Cup season, and if Henderson was at Man U, do you really think that he would be going to the World Cup, being a second choice? No. So with Simon Jordan or whoever's been saying that, like, so what? He's come to Forest to play football. He wants to get in the World Cup like any other English goalkeeper. So Simon Jordan, he's just a dinosaur. Yeah.
Absolutely. I know you've got to dash off in the next couple of minutes, yeah, but could you, first of all, give us your team lineup, and also give us the score. It's going to happen on Saturday. Prediction scores. I'll put you on the spot, Ben, mate.
You know what? It's a weird one because the pre-season's been a bit funny. So Dean Henderson will be number one. Stephen, if you disagree, just told me. I think Joe Worrell is a captain, was announced today. McKenna, but the ones that all Forest fans were saying, who's going to be in that middle? Is it going to be Cook? Is it going to be Nakate? I personally think it's going to be Nakate because it's the Premier League's paceful. So me personally, it'll be Nakate. Then it's going to be Williams, I think. O'Brien. Then it's going to be out of Colback or Mangala, Toffolo. Then it's going to be Jesse Lingard, Brennan Johnson, and this might surprise people. Now, I personally think that Sam Storage will start. What do you think, Steve? That's me.
I agree. Actually, I've been thinking about this. He was playing back end of last season and playing well. Yeah. And Awaniyi, he's new to the Premier League, and I wonder if he might get eased in a bit coming off the bench. You know, half hour in every game. Whereas Surridge, from the back end of last season, he's got the shirt, and he's the man who's been scoring goals and scored a nice one in pre-season against Notts County with a good finish. Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I think he might be starting at St James's.
100%.
He's a big lad. He was. He's 6'4", isn't he?
Something like that. He is tall.
6'4". Got a good touch on him. Good finish. I think he's another one who is young and developing, and I think he's got the finishing ability. And if he can just keep improving his game, he could be a real asset in the Premier League. And just on the team as well, that Dore's talking about, I think Lewis O'Brien might be in there alongside Mangala in the midfield. I think just to keep hold of the ball and give us a good energy in the midfield. I think we're going to need that. First game in the Premier League, the pace that Newcastle have got in their team, I think we are going to need that to try and combat what Newcastle are going to bring to us. So, it's exciting. Picking a Premier League team, it's never thought I'd see the day again, if I'm honest.
100%.
100%. And give us a score prediction, because I know you've got to go off to another show, man. I could keep you on for a couple of hours, man.
Score prediction. I've said this along. We've got a good record at Newcastle. And last time we lost to him, I don't know when the last time we lost to him.
3-1, was it 3-1 in championship?
3-1, yeah,
Yeah.
3-1
Championship.
championship. I know, like I said, I spoke to one of my idols, Ian Warren. I don't know if Stephen remember that game we won 3-1. Ian Warren scored the 2 goals. I think it was a 94, 95 season, I think it was. So I'm confident that we can get results. So I'll take a draw. That would be a point far away from home. That's not a problem. But I'm gonna put my head down there. I'll say 2-1 Forest.
2-1 Forest. Oh, brilliant, man. Well, good luck to you. Well, not really. I can't say good luck, but
No,
in your case,
John,
we do it. In your
Clip
case,
clip it.
I was going to say good luck to you after the Newcastle game, by the way. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, right? But listen, man, I know you got to go to another show. I got to go to another show at 8 o'clock, by the way. But listen, it's good having you on, my guy. And listen, make sure I come on your show as well.
Yes. Dore on Tour, people. Dore on Tour. YouTube channel. Make sure we're
and that is your channel, yeah. Go on tour.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. I'll subscribe to your channel, by the way, mate, and I've done that. And hope you vice versa as well. But thank you so much for coming on, mate. And
thanks, Ben. Thank you, mate.
And good luck on Saturday, Ben. Take care.
No worries. Cheers, Stephen. See you, Stephen. Cheers, Stephen.
See you there.
Yeah, bud. See you,
See you later, buddy. Take care.
Cheers.
Oh, brilliant guy! What a brilliant guy! I'm definitely going to get him back on the gear at some stage. You know what I mean? For the away team. Going through the comments as well. We're going to talk about our team for a bit. What games are you lads looking forward to? The most away games, Stephen.
I think going back to the big stadiums. So obviously, Man United away is a massive fixture. Liverpool away. For me, it's actually Everton in a couple of weeks is going to be a good one. Going to Goodison Park, one of the last times we're going to get to go before the ground is demolished and they move to a new stadium. So going to some of these big Premier League grounds, and obviously, as we've mentioned already, St James's Park is a pretty special first game back for us to go. And I won't be able to go. I think Dore is going to be there up in the gods, and it's going to be a special day for Forest fans and a real welcome back to being in the top flight. Can't wait for it.
Good man, good for you, and I hope you enjoy it as well. FWIW, Billy. He's ready to say, I think Lingard, what I can gather, whoever, Lingard hopes to make the World Cup squad, and he knows he'd be a definite starter week in, week out for Forest. He would have been for West Ham United. I have to agree there, mate. Hearing that Beckham's been suspended on Gibbs White coming to the City ground, first minute fee agreed. They're now sorted out with rules of how it's going to be structured and paid. So Gibbs White could be on its way to Forest. Wow. Newcastle is a very different animal now than we were when we last met Forest. I can see Forest beating Man U at the county ground. A City ground, by the way. Get it right. No,
City
Man
ground,
U. Yeah, no, Man U have a losing away to newly promoted sides. How many of Forest 12 recruits have played in all the pre-seasons?
Most of them have played. Lingard got his first bit of action in a Forest shirt against Valencia on the weekend and played okay, but most, if not all, of the recruits have now played some part in pre-season, and mixed performances from all of them because it's pre-season. Players are trying to get fitness and trying to, just play their way into form ready for the season. But the ones who've stood out, I think Newcastle's looked good in pre-season. Looks like he's ready for Premier League football. He's going to be a real asset. Lewis O'Brien as well looked neat and tidy in the games that he's played. Brennan Johnson scored a lovely goal against Valencia the other day with a nice finish. Awanihi's looked sharp, even though he's not managed to get on the score sheet. And some of the other signings, Nico Williams and Julian Brancone, have looked pretty solid so far. So, yeah, the signs are good. I say you can't read too much into pre-season, can you? Because players are just still coming in cold and trying to build up form for the first game of the season. But yeah, I think there's plenty for us to feel positive about after the performances of pre-season, definitely.
Excellent stuff. Tony, I've got a few Forest fans in the chat as well. Can you tell the viewers our predicted lineup, mate?
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, can you give us they've got a few Forest fans in the chat,
Yeah.
and they probably want to know what our 11's going to be for Saturday, predicted 11 for Saturday. Who do you think will start on Saturday?
Well, Pope will start in goal. I think that'll happen without a shadow of a doubt. We'll have a back four of Trippier, Shaw, Botman, and Target. Now I'm going to change my midfield slightly from what I said yesterday. I think we're going to have an energetic midfield. So we're going to have Joe Linton in there, big J7, along with Bruno. By the way, the best Bruno in the Premier League. Alongside him will be Willock, who can run and run and run. And I think the front three, I think we'll have Maxi on the left, Wilson in the middle, Almiron on the right.
Yeah, I'll go along with that as well. Bruno will have to start, Joe Linton have to start as well. And what do you think of our Newcastle team, Stephen? We talk about Joe Linton and Bruno Gamache. I mean, those two, both Brazilians, right? I think they've been absolutely outstanding. Bruno came in January, outstanding, scored 5-6 goals in that time. And Joe Linton came to us for 40 million flop as a striker. Everyone's laughing at him. He's the worst centre forward I've seen in my lifetime. As soon as Eddie Howe comes in, my God, he's totally changed him.
He's like a reinvented player, isn't he? It's amazing to see. It's like they've given him that number 7 shirt, and it's just been the making of him. It's a good team. It's a strong team. Players like Bruno and Joel Linton with the quality they've got in midfield, that's going to give us plenty to think about. That's why I think perhaps we're going to see Mangala and O'Brien in the middle for Forest, and possibly Yates as well. I think they're our players who can best deal with that quality of Newcastle midfield. There's pace up front as well, which, you know, Wilson has got a good turn of pace, Almiron as well. So, and obviously he's a player. I love watching Sam Maximan. He's just a fun player to watch. He's and another one who can really test you if you're not on it. So that's why I think Forest are going to go with a pacier defence to try and counter that speed and that quality that Newcastle have got. It's a solid team. And I think looking at it, I'd be very happy coming away with a draw in this first game based on that lineup.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think if I was a Forest fan, I'll be delighted for a draw. Without a doubt. And got some news. Kamaldeen Sulemana is a good attacking forward, only 20 years of age, and he's going to cost us some 30 million quid. I think Ron's looking for 30 million at least anyway. We linked with him because you're not going to get James Maddison, by the way. He's asking for something like 60 million pounds. Steve, is James Maddison worth 60 million quid?
He's good, but he's not that much. It's that English premium again, isn't it? English players get overpriced, and you know, he's had a couple of decent seasons at Leicester. He's got into the England team before, but 60 million is a hell of a lot. I wonder, are people trying to, because they know you've got money now, are they just trying to get all that they can out of Newcastle when they know Newcastle want to buy their players? I do wonder, actually, now you're on a different level financially if teams are trying to take the mickey a bit.
Yeah, they're trying.
Yeah,
sorry, John.
No, yeah, go for it. Okay, right.
Sorry. Yeah, they're trying, but the thing is, our owners won't be held to ransom or mugged off in any way. And this is what they're doing, that like we did with Botman. They wanted a certain amount. We said, no, we'll pay you 30 million or 35 million. And Lille blinked first and said, okay, we'll accept your offer. We've done that with a lot of teams. We're not going to be held to ransom at the end of the day, because if you start saying, all right, okay, I'll pay you the 60 million for Maddison, then you're setting a precedent. Then other clubs will say, oh, well, they've paid 60 million for him, so we can throw the price up by another 20 million because they'll pay it. And now owners are not doing that. And I take my hat off to them for doing that, because you don't want to be just throwing money left, right, and centre on players. We don't want to be going down the road of another Everton, you know. And how they how they've got away with FFP is beyond me.
It's ridiculous, Tony. It's a madness. Excuse me. We do not want to go for the Everton way. They've done $500 million, right? And they still got Seamus Coleman in the squad as well. And that's just sums it up, done it. Do you know what I mean? Let's be real. Yeah. And they still got Solomon Rondon in the team as well. And I got one thing, Kate, as well. Big up to you, Kate, by the way. Thanks for your kind words on Twitter out of there. And I, John, guest chat. Remember what I said earlier, John? There's only one way up, and that way is up. Hope you're well. I'm absolutely amazing, Kate. Absolutely fantastic. And your partner as well got a lot of stick by someone on social media trying to promote on his channel, which I think is an utter disgrace, right? We spoke about this, Tony, right? I mean, Turf Morehouse, Dan, lovely guy. What I had on me chat before, he was absolutely fantastic, this guy. Do you know what I mean? Talked about Nick Pope, yeah? And I'd love to go on this channel. He's worked with Common Minds as well. So, Kate, I hope Dan's okay. He's a great guy, and he's just absolutely amazing. He really, really is. Yeah. So stay strong. Up to Dan. He knows exactly where I am. DM's open anytime, Kate. And Kate, love you lots as well. Mwah. 3 kind words today. And Kevin's talking to Tony. Sterling's worth 50 mil. Madison's worth 60 mil. Something right there. Because Sterling is a quality player, by the way. Let's be real. And yeah, so I've got a few minutes. Well, we're going to talk about the predictions as well. Can you play Lascelles? Please, he scored 4. He scored 4 as last time. If you play him, I'll subscribe. You know what it is, Robert? You can take him.
Take him back.
Take him back. Can you take him back?
I've always liked Lascelles. He was a good player for us, and I think, he's a Forest boy. Really, he broke through and came through our academy. So yeah, I'd quite happily have him back. It's been nice to see him go on and captain Newcastle. Actually, have a decent career.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what it is, right? I mean, look, at the end of the day, personally, I don't rate Lascelles. He's mistake. He gets done for piss. He's reckless in the tackle as well. And let's be real, right? I mean, I think he's done at Newcastle. He really has done. And the reason it's popular because everyone likes him in the dressing room. That's all it is, yeah? And for me personally, I haven't moved on. That's just my opinion. And thank you. Appreciate kind words, Kit, part of the family. Did anyone on Twitter that Keane was praising Newcastle? I didn't see that at all. And not at all, but I'll read that later on. Forget about Madison. Let's do not want to sell, and we'll not pay the valuation agents' fees. It is a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. Madison was signed from Ash. Hope you're right, kidder. Sales will do well at the Forest. So we talked about the predictions. We talked about Forest predictions, and give us your score prediction, Steve, man, for Saturday.
My head's saying 1-1. But my heart's saying 2-1. We come up in the first game and cause a bit of a surprise. Brennan Johnson and Jesse Lingard scoring, and Forest get a 2-1 win.
Oh, okay. I know it's not true, but that's your prediction at the end of the day. And Tony, give us your prediction, mate. I mean, again, you might have said earlier on, but
yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a tough game for Forest. You know, our players are well fit now for the start of the season. We've come off the back of 2 good wins against 2 good European sides, you know, in Atlanta and Athletic Bilbao, who really give us a test on Saturday, by the way, after we were 2-0 up and then they come back 2-1. But based on what I've seen, I can see us beating Nottingham Forest, and I know you're probably not going to like this score, Stephen, and I'm sorry about it, but we're going to win 3-0 with goals from ASM, Wilson, and Bruno.
Go easy on us. We haven't been in this league for 20 years. Come on.
We're not going to go easy.
It is a brutal league, and Miron as well as having a good pre-season as well. Now he's got to put out the practice. I'll be watching him very, very carefully as well. And I think our back four is going to be out. I mean, Sven Bodman's going to be fantastic. I think he'll be brilliant at back. I mean, Fabian Shear will be fantastic as well. Nick Pope, I think he'll start in goal. Trippier, right back. Left back could be target. The midfield 3, I have to go with you, Tony, Willock, Bruno, and Joe Linton. That's our strongest midfield you're going to get. And up front, because with ASM, Miggy, and Can Wilson, pacey up front. Very, very pacey. And that's my opinion. We get to a good start, 3 points, cool. I would take that all day long. 1-0, I'd take all day long. So if we can get a win, I was like, that would be a great start. Remember in mind, we had a brilliant finish to the season, man. But we only got 11th as well. And go through this conference forward, we're going to wrap up the show. 3-1 to the teams and Carl and Tony Ever knowing there's confidence you are. Never 2 wins Newcastle. Please take Murphy to the Forest 2. Anderson, Bruno, and GS7. I tell you what, if Elliot Anderson score at players, I'll be amazed. It'll be a good game for the play. And Prime Cycle will sort out Miggy Boosley. That's Billy. And I got to agree with you. Every time Billy speaks, you got to listen. Do you know what I mean? And he's the guy who's put us right. Do you know what I mean? I love Billy the bits, by the way. He's second dad to me, bless him. And 3-1 to the tune, come on the tune from Jules. Right, we're going to wrap up there because it's going to be an hour on the preview. And the first one of the season. There'll be many, many more. And Stephen, did you enjoy coming on my show tonight? Did you enjoy coming on?
Oh, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Fantastic. And where do you find you on your socials, my guy?
You can find me at Stephen_Topless on Twitter and the 1865 Nottingham Forest podcast. That's Nottingham_Forest on Twitter as well.
Big up, big up. I think I'll subscribe to your channel as well, by the way, mate. So hopefully do the same. And I'll tell you what, though, you got some good one there. Touch wood. Thank you very much indeed. No more taking the knee decided. About the taking the knee, guys, do you think that should stop now, or do you think it should carry on?
I think it's run its course. I mean, I think Wilfred Zaha basically said that last year when he said, "I'm not taking the knee, I'm going to stand from now on." So basically, I think it's run its course. You can only do something like that for so long. And then, you know, like through COVID, when everybody come out on a Thursday, tapping pans and everything for the NHS and thanking them, that came to an end. And I think the same with this. This should come to an end. I see they're still going to do it, but only on certain occasions. So the first game of the season, apparently they're going to do it Boxing Day, and then I think end of the season. But to be honest with you, I think it's done what it needed to do. It's run its course. Yes, okay, racism still has to be at the forefront of the game. Racism needs to be kicked out of the game, 100%. So kick it out that way. But I think the take to the knee, I think, has run its course. And I'm glad they're now really scaling that down.
Fantastic stuff. And I think it needs to be end now, to be personally. You need to move on from taking the knee. Just come out and just shake hands. And then after that, just get on with the game. None of this taking a knee. And one more from my guy, Ash. I don't mind either way about the knee, but people should know in general not to be racist or they compete more on. And I'm not going to read the rest of that, Ash, but I get what you mean, mate. But I see what you mean, but I agree with you. But guys, thanks so much for joining, by the way. Don't go away. I'm going to play the intro. And thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, like what you see, then hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, leave a comment in the section down below to say how good a job we have done. And need any questions, and I'll just answer the best I can. If you like to super chat, click on the super chat button, which is the $sign. If you'd like to become a member, lads, just please join the 99p. So thank you very much for joining. Have a fantastic weekend. And we'll be back to the press conference reaction tomorrow. And two more here. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Glenn. And thank you again, Ash. And I shall see you guys tomorrow for the press conference reaction. And it's a bye-bye for now. And take care.